He's in our Northampton studio. Paul, I hope you can hear us okay.
Yes, I can. I can hear you this time. It's clear.
All right, excellent. Well, that's good news. Let's quickly touch on this world speed kissing. I'm sorry we're talking about cricket, but this is too intriguing not to find out. I mean, how do you practice? So that's the obvious question.
Well, no, it happened in America. It was an accident. I turned up. There was an event on, and I was asked by somebody to be their partner. And I was their partner, and we just had to kiss. And it went on for about 5 hours, and
Good
we
Lord.
both finished up with and that was it. But basically, no, I'm a wireless man, and I go right back 70 years. And I always listen to the radio now. I listen to the radio. I draw by the radio. And I'm instructed for what I do by what you people say on the mic.
Oh, dear.
And it was like when I met John Arlott, and he was talking about Freddie Truman. He was standing, and behind him was a white wall. And as he described Truman, then the wall became alive. Freddie Truman was on the wall. Now, that is how an artist works. He has to be inspired by the words. So when I went back home, I could draw Freddie Truman, but it was actually Arlott who did the drawing. I held the pencil.
Well, here was the wonderful words.
No, you've got wonderful words now. People keep saying, oh, it was better in the old time. No, it's tremendous now. It's unbelievable now. I love listening to it.
Okay.
And I can tell you that it is your words that inspire the artist. And that is why, if you were to say to me, what is the best sound? It's not the birds in the air that I love. The best sound that I have in my head is...
Sports report.
That's it, sports report.
Because you were a football man, weren't you, Paul? Just for a moment, I've got to get a question in somehow. You were a football man, weren't you? And then you did your ref, and then you went on to cricket, is that right?
No. Everybody thinks I'm a football man. I'm a cricket man. It was in 1952, I won a gold medal, and the Duke of Edinburgh gave it to me. Now, when he was talking, I was drawing. That's how artists work. And I had done his portrait on the programme. It was sent to Buckingham Palace. I got a letter back from Buckingham Palace, and the Duke of Edinburgh, when I met him, said to me, you've got to draw the Australian England cricketers next year, 1953, the Ashes. And I was drawing for the newspapers, Miller, I was drawing Limwell, I was drawing Compton, Bedser, Hutton, Evans. That's when I started. I started as a cricket man. I love cricket, and those are the players that inspired me. If you see an artist, no one tells an artist to draw. He has to be motivated. Something has to move him inside. That is why I've never drawn Keith Hackett. You are the ref, known him 40 years. I can't draw John Holder. John Holder doesn't get me out of my seat. He knows that. It's the only drawing in the book he doesn't like. That's the drawing of John Holder. But Freddie Flintock gets me out of my seat. I call him Freddie Flintock because that's who he reminds me of. I jump out of my seat. Peterson gets me out of my seat. Dennis Compton got me out of my seat. And your words, you see, I'm listening to you today. You say a tumbling catch. That creates a picture. You say he clipped the ball off his pads. Clipped. Wonderful words for an artist. So I'm drawing. And as I was coming here in the car, listening to the broadcast, I'm scribbling on a piece of paper. When I was a little boy, when I was 4 and 5, that's how old I was when I went to cricket matches. I'm drawing all over my scorecard. I'm drawing Dennis Compton. I'm drawing Len Hutton. I'm drawing Godfrey Evans. I'm drawing Cyril Washbrook. I saw those players. I saw Bradman.
Can you draw and talk at the same time, Paul? This is the question.
No, I never talk when I draw. I never, ever talk. But I tell you one funny thing. I did once draw a piece of cake. You see, football overlaps the cricket. And if I'm listening to cricket and I'm drawing football, as I sometimes do, when I come back, I've got cricketers all over the football drawings. Sometimes I come back when I used to listen to the great man, and I'd have a drawing of a piece of cake.
Right.
As that's out. This is true.
Just one
this
thing,
is how
Paul.
you're inspired.
Can I ask you, because what do you call, I mean, an illustration, I guess, is the best way, because they're not cartoons, they're not caricatures.
No,
I mean, these really are lifelike, well, they're paintings, aren't they, I suppose?
Yes, and if you look through the books, some are much better than others. and they are my favourites. The best drawing in the whole book is the one of Botham. It's 5 figures on the page. It's the top left hand, and he's going through in his bowling action. I drew that in 10 minutes. Now, that is a very fast drawing. All those drawings are very I draw very quickly. It takes me probably a day to see the drawings on the paper, unless I'm listening to you guys. If I'm listening to you guys, the drawings come quick. You are the words that produce the art.
Well,
it's
I do like your
artist.
Derek. I love your Derek Randall, by the way. I mean, that's a beautiful one. I mean, they're all tremendous.
No. I sent that to Derek Randall, and I said, "What do you think, Derek?" He never replied. I'm going to be honest. I said, "No, never replied." I'm waiting for him to reply. He never replied. And I tell you another thing, Christopher Martin Jenkins. That is a man I love, because in 1970 I was interviewed by Michael Parkinson. It was a disaster. And somebody said, "You're never going to come on radio again."
Oh.
I did. 6 months later, it was Christopher Martin Jenkins. He's a cricket man. He knew how to talk to me. The best broadcast I've ever done. Next to this one.
I've got my
favourites. I'm not going to name them, but you're one of them.
Well, that's okay. We're going to test John in a minute. How did you come to team up with John, Paul?
Well, I got on to our great friend, and I call him a great friend. He was the England cricket coach just recently, and then he left.
Peter Moores.
And that's it. And I loved him down at Sussex, because he made Sussex a winning team. I used to think, I love Sussex. I go down there a lot. I used to watch them play, and I thought they would never win anything. And they did, and they did, and they did. And when I met the man, he inspired me. I was drawing him all over the piece of paper. He had such enthusiasm. It was so exciting to talk to. And then I said to him, "Look, I need an umpire." And he said, "Why?" I said, "I'm doing you are the umpire. Who's the best?" He said, "John Holder." He said, "But I might not do it." Now, this is true. I phoned John Holder. He was in his car. And he said to me, "Look, I'm in my car. I'm going to a match. Give me your number. I'll phone you back." I gave him my number. I put the phone down. I thought, that's the end. He's not going to phone back. That's a good way of getting out of it. So I thought, I've got to find somebody else. So I phoned back Peter, and I said, "Peter, I've gone on to John, but I don't think he's coming back. He's took my number." He said, "Did he take your number?" I said, "Yes, Peter. He will phone back." So I waited, and he came straight back. The man is solid gold. He's solid gold, with a man of his word.
We're going to test his knowledge now. Paul, thanks ever so much for joining us. I'm sorry about the problem with the line. Good luck with the book. I think the pictures are absolutely brilliant. And thanks ever so much for joining us today. That's Paul Trevillion down there at the Northampton studio. He's the fellow who's done all the drawings, illustrations for this book. But the umpire, of course, has put all these very